So now that we've got our tags set up, let's see where exactly they go and how we make sure they're working. So we saw we did the preview and debug when we went into Google Tag Manager. We can see all our tags. We got Google Analytics firing on all pages. Click to call when people click to call. Click to email when they click to email, and then form submit upon form submit, which makes sense. These are all going to Google Analytics, right? So when I go to Google Tag Assistant, enable it, and refresh the page, so I can see Google Analytics on there, I can see Google Tag Manager. When I click into Google Analytics, I've got one page view request, right? So now I want to see is when I click the call, let's check out what happened right up here. So now I've got a page view request and an event, and if I click in, I can learn more about it. Hey, click to call. And remember how we passed in a label? That's this piece right here. So it's saying here's the page that they click to call from. Pretty slick, right? Click to email, we could do the same story. It opens up my email client, and I can see up here, hopefully. Let's go up a level. How do I get out of here? Down a level, I guess they call it. So we got a page view request, two events, click to call we saw, click to email is in here as well, and it also passed in that label. Category was email, action was click, just like we set up. So that's pretty neat. And then obviously the last one we know is the testing, the form. I don't know what's up with this form. It's kind of funny. 42, right, guys? Looks good. And so when I submit the form, it reloads the page, so I only see the one event. That's why I just see page view and the one event, but I see form submit passed in the label dynamically based on this page. Where did this go in Google Analytics? If I go to real-time events, I can actually see each of these events, and when you do them, it tells you, hey, it's within a couple seconds ago, this is when this happened, right? So I can actually see the form submit, the click to call, and the click to email all in here. These are events getting sent to Google Analytics. And what the heck, I'll skip ahead to goals. So events get sent, but they're not necessarily goals we're tracking. We have to go in here, and I set these up already. But basically I did click to call, and this is the part where we catch what Google Tag Manager sends. So remember, let me go again. We talked previously about setting up thank you page, right? Thank you page, we do destination equals thank you, right? Or duration, they spend 2 minutes. Pages per session could be they went to 3 pages in one session. So we already talked about those. This last piece then, I'll show you how they're set up. So I go click to call, I create a new one. Let me go from the top. I just make it custom because I want to name them. And I say description is click to call. And now instead of destination, duration, or pages a screen, I did their pages or screens per session, I did an event, which is one we did not talk about last time. And then for the details, I just need to fill in these exactly whatever they are in Google Tag Manager. So let's look at that. So which one are we doing? We're doing click to call, right? Yeah. So click to call, I look at my tag in Google Tag Manager, and there it is. Category is call, action is click. The label dynamically passes in. And in Google Analytics, I just fill in the category and the action. Those are the required ones. It equals call. This has to be exactly right. No spaces afterward, no S. I believe it's cap sensitive as well. And then action is click. And now I've got a goal in there. Same story with click to email. I'll jump to the details here. Category is email. Action is click. If I'm ever in doubt, I can go into Google Tag Manager, check out that tag, and make sure that matches. Category is email. Action is click, I should say. And that looks good. And then form submit is that last one. Same story, goal details. I set up an event type goal, and the detail is category equals form, action equals submit. It's always good just to double check your work, because if anything's off, it won't get sent. It won't receive it correctly as a goal. Form, submit, it sends page URL as well. Good. So we are all set there. So we can see now events get sent over. You could theoretically send in all kinds of events into Google Analytics. And there's a broader report, I think it's under, let's see if I can find it, behavior, events, and we'll talk more about this, but you can do an overview of where are events happening. So not all these are goals. These could be someone watched a video, someone scrolled down a certain amount, things like that. But then translating into, we'll look more at this later. If we really want things to show up as goals that we're tracking, then we need to create them like this. So these are Google Analytics event goals, and later when we're saying what campaigns are being effective, we can say, what's the source and medium of how someone got to our site? This is I just set this up so we're not going to have any data, but I could have SEO down here, paid search, Facebook ads, etc. And then I could say, did we actually get calls? Did we get emails? Did we get form submissions? And that's the value of doing all this. So I just wanted to show that and close the loop here of this is why we did all that stuff. And by the way, when we go to do our Google ads, if we want to send these same actions into Google ads or Facebook ads, we can do that. And we're going to reuse these triggers, which we'll learn later, and just create new tags using the same triggers. All right.